Yo guys, what is going on? Blossom is back and welcome back to another episode of Top Drives. Now, in today's episode, I want to talk about the forgotten update. I kind of forgot about the update. I feel like Hutch kind of forgot about it. Maybe you forgot about it as well. Let me know down in the comments below if you always remembered about it. But today's episode is indeed about Enter the Black Forest, okay? So here's the thing. Enter the Black Forest was kind of like a double update, which came alongside Amalfi Coast. Now, here's the thing. Amalfi Coast and Enter the Black Forest, they both came at the same time. They dropped in November of 2022. So that was like 4 or 5 months ago, 4 months ago, something like that. And they dropped in November, and the first prize card that we had after that update was the Hennessy Venom GT Spider. And if you guys remember, the Tri-Series requirement for this car was Amalfi Coast 2-seaters. That was a pretty nice one. Basically, if you had the Alfa Romeo TZ3, you were basically, you had this car secured. If not, then you would need something else like the Pandion, like the Alfa Romeo Pandion or anything like that. So yeah, that was kind of the event, right? So it was an Amalfi Coast kind of event, which is fine. It was the new update at the time. People were getting new cars. That's pretty cool. Now, the next thing, the next Tri-Series. Now, I'm not counting the small stuff, okay? The big boy prize cars. The next Tri-Series that we got after the Hennessy is a car that I don't own. It's the Lotus Evija. And the Lotus Evija, you were required to use TVRs and Morgans. So TVRs were kind of irrelevant anyway. It was really just the Morgans that were taking the limelight, unless you had, I think, the Tuscan race car maybe. But yeah, the Morgans, that was heavily lock to lock. Now that's kind of funny. It really shows you how fast lock to lock was pushed out, because in between two Tri-Series prize cars, which is about 2 weeks, lock to lock released. So obviously, that was the new update at the time. So lock to lock was kind of like the highlighted requirement for that prize card. Now, after the Evija was the Lancia LC1, another prize card that I did not manage to win. And the requirements for the Lancia LC1 included Ginetta, AC, and Fiat. Now, when you take those three brands and the strongest cars that are, summarized within those brands, Ginetta was obviously lock to lock. So lock to lock has now gotten kind of its second highlight Tri-Series since it was introduced into the game. AC was kind of a World Expo thing, and we've gotten a lot of World Expo finals already. And then Amalfi Coast was represented by Fiat. I absolutely, until this day, I hate that requirement, by the way. But yeah, once again, so Amalfi Coast in Fiat got another kind of Tri-Series highlight. Lock to Lock got another Tri-Series highlight. But still, nothing from Enter the Black Forest. So after the Lancia LC1, the next car that came around was the BMW M5 CS. Now, bear in mind, every single time we get a new Tri-Series, that's 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. So we're on our 4th Tri-Series prize car now. So we're talking about 2 months since Enter the Black Forest, more or less, dropped, right? And the M5 CS, what were the requirements of the M5 CS? It was, it was lock to lock. it was lock to lock. What was it? World Expo and Lotus. So once again, wasn't Enter the Black Forest. It was the 3rd lock to lock freaking final. It's crazy. We needed those cars for the Evija, the Lancia, and the M5 CS, right? And then what comes after the BMW M5 CS? Well, it's the whatchamacallit, the Ultima, I believe. Where's the Ultima? So the Ultima came next, and the Ultima, the cars that you needed for this was Alfa Romeos. So once again, it was all Alfa Romeos, to be fair. So not only Amalfi Coast Alfa Romeos, but a lot of people were using Amalfi Coast Alfa Romeos anyway. The TZ3 was kind of the car to use. A lot of people were running two TZ3s to win the Ultima RS, and those are two very strong cars that made a huge impact in the Tri-Series from Amalfi Coast. So now we've had Amalfi Coast being the highlight for the Hennessy, the Lancia, and the Ultima. We've had lock to lock being a highlight in the Evija, the Lancia again, and the M5 CS. Surely Enter the Black Forest was going to be utilized, right, for the next prize car. Well, guess what? The next prize car was the Sauber. And what did we need for the Sauber? Learn the Savannah way. Because we got another update, man. We got another update with the Australian cars, and I'm not complaining about that. Honestly, Learn the Savannah way, even though it didn't bring any legendaries, although it wasn't a high profile update, it was a pretty decent update, to be fair. And yeah, it was Learn the Savannah way cars. Now, to be fair to Hutch, they needed to release a Learn the Savannah way final out as quickly as they possibly could, because the odds of getting epics were, for most people, very high. Not for me, but for most players, it was very high. 22.75%. Not for me though. Only got like 3 in like 18 packs or some shit like that. But yeah, once again, Enter the Black Forest was still neglected. And then after the Mercedes-Benz C11, the next prize card that came out, and now we're talking, this is the 7th. The 7th, okay, so 7 prize cards. If one prize card equals 2 weeks, 7 prize cards is about 14 weeks. 14 weeks out. And we get the Pagani Imola. And the requirements of the Pagani Imola was 2000 to 2004 new update. So World Expo and everything until Learn the Savannah Way. So yes, in a sense, Enter the Black Forest, this was the first time it was really included in a tri-series, but at the same time, it wasn't. Think back at the Pagani Imola final. What were the best cars? What were the cars that won you the Pagani Imola? How many of them were actually Enter the Black Forest? Literally none. Maybe the Audi, but outside of that, none. The best cars were the Arash World Expo, the Ultimas World Expo, the Farboud World Expo. Like, Enter the Black Forest has kind of been neglected for the most part. I think the only Enter the Black Forest card I feel like has really gotten like a genuine highlight is probably the BMW G80 M3 competition saloon, because this, not only is it going to be as seen on YouTube, but it was also Christmas collection, you know what I mean? But outside of that, none of these cars really kind of had its heyday. I mean, there was this one, like, I think it was like I can't remember what it was, for the Bristol Fighter, like you needed Audis or some crap like that, but who the actual hell cares about that bull crap anyway? So yeah, finally we actually have a Enter the Black Forest final, and there isn't any kind of side what am I looking for, any side requirements. It literally just is Enter the Black Forest. I think Hutch kind of realized, oh wait, we had this update that we totally forgot to utilize, and now we're finally going to talk about it. So yeah, man, now we are here mid-March. Well, not even mid-March, we are towards the latter half of March now. March is ending. This is the last prize card of the month of March, and we finally got our first ever dedicated Enter the Black Forest update. So let me know down in the comments below if you even remember this update existed or not. Obviously, if you are a BMW collector, then you are always going to keep tabs on this, but it just astonishes me to see how long it took for this update to really be utilized on the big stage. So because of that, I like BMWs, not as much as I love Mercedes, but I like BMWs, so I'm going to give this update the respect it deserves. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to showcase my Enter the Black Forest garage. It's not that strong, and then we're going to open some of those tasty packs as well. Well, they're not really tasty. It's kind of like, it's a bittersweet pack. I'll review the pack. But it was funny because today's episode was supposed to be me reviewing the pack for the final, and it occurred to me when I was saving all the images, wow, this is all Black Forest cars. And when I was saving every single image for the tier maker, there were so many Black Forest cars that kind of like hit me, where it's like, oh my god, this is in the game. Like, seriously, this is a really fun experiment. If you're watching this right now, if you're watching this exact second, first of all, comment down below dolphin cookies. But outside of that, go look at every single Enter the Black Forest car in the game. I guarantee you there are at least 2 or 3 cars where you were like, wait, I didn't know that car was even in the game, because that happened to me so many times. I didn't know that this Audi was in the game. I didn't know that BMW was in the game, and I'll show you which are the exact ones I'm talking about. But before we get into that, let me just show you my collection real quick. So I've not really, I guess you kind of can say that I was kind of neglecting it as well. I really only have 2 commons and 3 uncommons, but then again, this update didn't bring a lot of uncommons and commons. At least, Enter the Black Forest didn't. Amalfi-Co's brought a lot, but Enter the Black Forest didn't. Rares, once again, I have 6. I think that there are only 6 to collect. So I think these are the only 6 that are available. And we'll go check that out when I click all cars later, but I'm pretty sure that's the only 6. Moving on to super rares. I mean, I did, max my fair share of Enter the Black Forest super rares, like this Mini Cooper. I can see the value in this, mainly because it is medium ground clearance. Obviously, this has 86 handling, which honestly isn't that good for an RQ40. I use it for hybrid purposes. This one actually is pretty good. 5091. The 91 is the real kicker there. And then the Audi 90 Quattro actually is pretty good. AT handling, 4-wheel drive, standard tires. I was undefeated in the KTM prelims, and this was one of the cars that I was using. Granted, it was losing most of the races, as you can see, it has a 53% win ratio, but it got the job done as an RQ saver for me. Not to mention, that's also incredibly light at under 1,200 kilograms. So it's a pretty good car. I respect it. I respect it for sure. This was Christmas collection, that's why I have it. Also medium ground clearance. I think I actually have all the minis. Panamera is pretty decent. It's kind of like a worse Dodge Avenger because they have the same handling. They're both medium ground clearance, but the Avenger has a lower 0 to 60 and is cheaper to use. The only reason why this is higher in RQ is literally because of that top speed, and it really just shows that top speed isn't really everything. I don't know why you know, RQ is so heavily weighted onto top speed. Makes no sense to me. The BMW iX3 Premier Edition, I mean, I really like this car. I mean, I don't like electric cars, okay, but I like the design. I really do. I think it's really, really clean, and the photo does it a lot of justice. I guarantee you, this is one of those cars where if the photo was bad, I probably wouldn't collect and max. But since the photo is so beautiful, I really wanted to collect and maxed it. So yeah, man, it does play a huge part. Another mini, Porsche Boxer concept. I mean, the Porsches was among some of the first Enter the Black Forest cars that I collected and upgraded. But I do have a lot of minis. I mean, for me, not being a huge mini fan, like, I do have a lot of these super rare minis maxed out because they are actually good. They handle well. They're medium ground clearance. Their 0 to 60s are relatively okay. Like, they're kind of in between like a Renault Clio, and I can't think of like a front wheel drive medium ground clearance car that doesn't handle very well, but they're kind of like those kind of hybrids. But when it comes to German cars alone, these minis are very useful because if you look at German super rares, outside of the Opel GT, not a lot of them actually handle very well. So 90 with medium ground clearance for the German niche is strong. Moving on to the random max cars I have, 220D. I've had this car since the beginning of the damn update, bro. Yeah, 123 days. And the first time I really actually used it, where it actually came in clutch, was in that tune-up. Outside of that, like, I never used the 220D. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's just a nice little mix. Like, obviously, I have some cars that I haven't touched, like the 220 and the 430. Like, I want to upgrade them, but I'm in no rush to do so. I kind of just went for a huge variety. So I've max super rares from the low RQ to the high RQ. Now, moving on to ultra rares. Obviously, ultra rares is more of my thing, so I got a few ultra rares maxed out already. No particular reason, it's just I'm an ultra rare collector, so if I don't have it, I will collect it, I will max it, whether it's good or bad. Some highlights that I have been using would be the 904, mainly because it serves that pre-70 niche. It serves that pre-70 niche. It doesn't have slick tires, so I can use it in clubs even when there's like a storm chaser, and it's 1970 or pre-1970 cars. Handles very well, and it's very, very, very light. Other cars that I've, you know, that have surprised me a lot, the BMW 430i. Not a lot of coupes has medium ground clearance, or have medium ground clearance. I don't know why. I've been getting my have and my has's mixed up recently. Like, this is such a elementary thing, but I don't know, maybe I'm thinking too quickly. But yeah, the BMW 430i is actually pretty damn useful. Not a lot of medium ground clearance coupes out there, so that serves that niche. This one I haven't really used that much. I recently maxed it out like earlier today, so I've had it for 5 days. I've never raced it once. But to be completely honest, yes, it's a saloon, yes, it's medium, but the handling isn't very good. And the main thing about the 550i is that it has a low 0 to 60, and having a standout low 0 to 60 usually is the weakest standout to have, unless if you have the MRA to back it up. So like the Demon, for example, that's okay to stand out to have a 0 to 60 like that, but this, not so much. But yeah, the 0 to 60 on the car is low. That's the only thing about it, and it's medium, I guess. Moving on, this one, maxed it out like, I think 20 minutes before the video. I was taking a crap, like literally just down there, because my bathroom's down there. And yeah, I just maxed it out, you know. So yeah, I got it a day ago. Never raced it once, and I don't think it's gonna be super useful, but once again, at least it's 87 handling. But then again, rear-wheel drive standard tires is really one of the most useless niches out there. This one's a pretty decent niche. Handling is kind of crap, but there are not a lot of 4-wheel drive standard tire hatchbacks. And this one's also medium, so that's always pretty cool. Panamericana is a strange one because I've actually used it quite a bit. This is the the definition of Doug DeMuro's quicken feature of a car. It's 4-wheel drive, it's 80s, it's a 2-seater, it's a performance tire car, but it's also medium. Very interesting. Very interesting car. I tell you what though, it has been useful to me a few times, so worth keeping around, but for all the strangest reasons. One of my favorite cars from Ultra Rares to use performance wise, the John Cooper Works. I got 2 of these bad boys, ridiculous hatchbacks. Whenever it's a front wheel drive or a hatchback kind of day in clubs, these cars, like if it's rain and I can't use my maxi turbos, this is the next best thing. This is kind of like the auto delta killer in terms of the performance tire spectrum of things. So yeah, this is a really good car. Obviously the auto delta is still medium, this is low, but outside of that, really strong. I love it. Porsche 911 Carrera 2 Cabriolet. I mean, once again, anything Porsche I like. Got this one like yesterday, I think. Yeah, less than a day ago, owned for 0 days. 760. Now, this is the only Enter the Black Forest car that has won me a prize car. And it was the Pagani Imola. I ran this in my Pagani Imola final. So yeah, out of the 7 Tri-Series that we've had since Enter the Black Forest was added to the game, this was the first one that got used. It was a BMW 760i used in the wet sections. And then obviously we end off very weak. I'm currently maxing out my IXM60 because obviously the KTM final has finally given me a reason to max it out. That's not to say that I'm competing for the KTM. I'm not competing for the KTM. Look at what I have. I have nothing. You need to remember, non-prize cars. So the M5 CS doesn't count, and the M530 Yachre edition doesn't count as well. So it's really just these 4 epics. There's no way in hell that you're gonna make me max this thing. I don't want it. This car is pretty cool. So like maybe I'll max it one day. I do like my Estates. It's a cool looking car, like the photo. I wish it handled a little better though. But definitely like this you know, final is giving me an excuse to max out, you know, what is a very strong Blossom Choice SUV. Really, I'm just gonna be using this in clubs mostly. I can't wait for all surface tire clubs. This is just going to be amazing. Or any 5-seater clubs. I think this will be really fun as well. So as you can see, I already have engine, and then I'll be maxing out weight, and then I'm going to go on the chassis. Basically, I'm drag specking this, okay? So it's gonna hit 2.9 for 0 to 60, which is oh so sexy. But anyway, guys, that is kind of like my swan song to this update. I will be opening the Enter the Black Forest special premium pack, the one that gives you 2 Ultra Rares at least. Just, you know, because, you know, you gotta respect the update. I think those were all the rares, right? They're only 6. Yeah, they're only 6. I mean, this one's a prize card. It hasn't been given out yet, so I can't really use it anywhere. Obviously, the one uncommon I'm missing is an Audi, because it's crap. I mean, look at that handling. I mean, it's 69, so it's nice, but at the same time, yeah. And then obviously most of the commons I'm missing are Audis as well. Don't really care about that. I mean, what are the cars that I truly want from this update? It really just is the G80s and the Porsches. Oh, and remember I said that there were cars where I totally forgot existed? This was one of them. Literally, when I was going through every single Enter the Black Forest car for the pack review video, I was like, wait, I've never ever seen this M135i ever. Never in my life. So yeah, man, like you just look through every single car here. There's gonna be a car where you're just like, wait, that's in the game. This one too. This was another one where I didn't know existed. I think there was like another Audi that I was like, wait, that existed. Like, which is the one? I think it's a lower RQ one. This one, I didn't know this one existed. The Audi S5. I think there was another one. No, maybe not. Or maybe I'm just missing it. Like, literally right now, I'm just missing it. Maybe I don't see it. This one, too. I didn't know that this was... I'm just realizing this now. I didn't even see that. Or this. What? Seriously, I'm seeing some of these cards for the first time, I swear. But anyway, I'm going to be editing off the video with opening this special pack over here. Wish me luck. I hope I get something good. But yeah, anything I want. G80 or Porsche. G80 or Porsche. I'm pretty sure you get 6 cards in this pack. It's not really a double carbon fiber, and that's why you get the discount. Yeah, so it's just the next 2. Best case scenario, epic for the 4th. I don't have a lot in my Enter the Black Forest collection, as you can see. Ideally, I would like a Porsche, not an Audi. Ooh, that's a new one, and that's 61. I actually really want that. That's really, really nice. That has a really low 0 to 60. Handling is okay. I'm really happy with that. I'm maxing that out. I'm really, really happy with that. That's really cool. All right, we can jump. I mean, 61's a good start, but then again, there are a couple of 63s and 64s out there, so I'm not gonna get my hopes too high. But let's see what it's gonna be. It's new. It's new. It's new. I don't have this as well. I will take that. I gotta say though, I've been kind of, I don't want to say unlucky, but you did see my Enter the Black Forest collection. There ain't much there. In terms of anything above Outros, there ain't much there, but I'm really happy. Those are 2 brand new cars that added to my collection. So once again, if I go into Enter the Black Forest, wait, I'm just gonna check all cars once again. I want to see what I'm missing. Obviously a couple of Audis I genuinely do not want. BMWs are really cool. I did get this from my tune-up, just want to let you know. Cayenne Diesel, I've gotten that multiple times. I got 3 of that. You saw that, I posted the video. Oh yes, I would love the 420, totally forgot. Yeah, none of the epics, man. But then again, even if I pull an epic, it might be a car that I don't even want. Let's open one more. I'll open one more. Let's see if we can get something good. I don't know. Month of March, usually I'm pretty unlucky with packs, so maybe I shouldn't be opening them. Hemikuda, Quattro. I should have stopped. Yeah, I should. No. Audi? No. Okay, anyway, guys, that's going to be it for today. This Audi, you know what? Let's just witness the entire circle of life. I'm going to eliminate it right now. So fuse completed, that's done. So let's put in a couple of fuses in use. So where is that Audi that we just added? We are going to kick it out immediately. I don't want it to taint my garage, so you can get out. I already have 2 nitros max, don't need a 3rd, and we'll get rid of a K-Mon because I already have that max. And boom, and thank you very much. But anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for today. I hope you guys have a great day. Remember to stay safe, wash your hands, and blossom out. Peace.
Bro, this song just makes me so happy.
Me too.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies. They so fine. Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies. They so fine. Sit back, relax in my Bonneville.